questions. David.
Hi there, Coco. Obviously, disappointment at the result. Given what you came in with, how did you feel today went overall as a performance? Obviously, Naomi played well.
Yeah, no, Naomi played well. Today was disappointing because I felt it was the best I served all tournament. A lot of aces. Yeah, there were some doubles, but I thought that was a good performance for me serving. And off the ground, I think I just made way too many mistakes, way too many errors, which I feel like that's the part of my game that I felt the most confident in coming into the tournament. So it was kind of weird match, feeling confident in different areas, swapping. Yeah, I mean, it's disappointing for sure. It was not the level that I wanted to bring, but it is a step in the right direction, I feel. And I think emotionally how much this week was, I think today I just stepped in and I maybe was a little bit empty, but she forced me to earn every point out there today.
Okay, Willie.
Coco, you always pride yourself on learning from adversity. What do you hope to learn from not just today, but the whole experience during this tournament?
I think that trying to be more positive. I mean, after the match, I was really disappointed. Kind of broke down to my team, and then hearing their perspectives and everything, it definitely is a lot of positive things. If I kept the way I was going in Cincinnati to here, I would have been out the first round. And so I think that where my serve started from the start of the tournament to today was a big improvement. And I feel like now I just have to get everything to work together. But yeah, I knew going in it was going to be a tough tournament for me. And did I feel like I had a lot of confidence after my last match? Yeah, definitely. I think that was a big confidence booster. So today feels more disappointing, I think, than maybe it would have felt losing in the first or second round.
Okay, Matt.
Hey, Coco. Tough one today.
Thanks.
Can you compare this year, losing in this round, also having some struggles with your consistency, to where you were last year? Obviously, different members of your team, different thoughts, different plans, and things like that. Sort of how it is going forward and what you focus on.
Yeah, I mean, my goal going into the tournament this year was not to lose the same way that I lost last year. And I don't remember how many doubles I hit in my match against Emma, but it was definitely in the double digits. So I didn't do that today. And yeah, I mean, it's been a tough, I think, post-French Open for me for sure. And I know the improvements that I need to make. And I feel like I'm making the right decision by making them. I wish I had more time between this tournament and Cincinnati, but that's the cards that I was given. And I don't know, I think today when I walked on the court, and I don't know, I feel like I put so much pressure on myself at my age at 21, and I realized how much the girls on tour are being successful at 25, 26 at those ages. So I think for me, it just gets me excited to realize if I have 4 more years of just working as hard as I am right now and actually doing the right things, where my game could be. And it has obviously improved in the last 4 years from 4 years ago to now. So I think if I can make that same jump of improvement, it's a lot to be excited for the future for.
Just in terms of what's next, obviously you're kind of at the start of a bit of a project with Gavin and the rest of the team. Is the intention or the plan A to take a training block to work on that project, or do you want to do it continue doing it on the job, at events on tour? Yeah,
I mean, I have no choice but to do a training block between now and Beijing, just the next tournament I'm signed up for. And I've said this every year. After US Open, for me, it's just improvement mode and to get ready for Australia. I had good results last year after US Open, and I think that's just because I don't want to say didn't care, because those tournaments obviously deserve effort, but I don't know. It's just that your mindset is different once the slams are over. And yeah, so whatever happens for the rest of the year, I just want it to be an improvement. I don't care results-wise. Last year, if you told me I would go win in Beijing and WTA finals, I would have been whatever, as I didn't really care going into it. And I'm going to probably have that same mindset. And if, I do well, I'll do well like I did last year. And if not. But I think for me, the main improvements I get are from how I do in the slams.
Charlie.
Coco, tough one. I just wondered why you thought, you mentioned that obviously since Roland Garros it has been pretty tough. I just wondered kind of why you thought it was, whether that was like the end of a cycle or, yeah, just kind of to talk through that.
I mean, obviously I won Roland Garros and it's like, yeah, great result and things like that. But I knew where I was in my game and I knew that I needed to make an improvement. And for me, like we tried something after Roland Garros and it didn't really work. And I don't think I fully believed in that plan. And, you know, the opportunity became to work with Gavin on this. And, like, I felt like JC and I have been doing incredible work. And that's why and also Matt, that's why I won Roland Garros. But obviously the serve was not where it needed to be in that tournament. So, yeah, I think for me, I just knew I needed to make an improvement and I was trying things with it. And I feel like this is actually the right step forward in Cincinnati. And I just don't think I had enough time to make that adjustment.
Okay. Aki?
Hi, thank you for your time. If you can compare today's Naomi to previous matchup, did you find any differences in like how she plays or?
Last time we played was in Beijing last year, and she got injured, so I don't even remember the time before that. I don't want to use that as an example because we didn't finish the match, so I don't even remember the time before that. But I mean, she seems relaxed out there. I mean, today she was definitely on paper the underdog. But yeah, maybe relaxed. I don't know. It's hard for me to say. But yeah, she's playing great tennis today. I thought she played well. She forced me to play how I did today. And yeah, I think she's improved a lot since coming back. But regardless in whatever form she's in, she's always a tough player, and I don't think anyone takes her for granted, regardless of where her quote-unquote form is, especially on hard courts.
All right, time for two more, Brian and Ben.
Just making sure I understand. I wanted to go back to one of your earlier answers. I mean, obviously you served really well.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say, you know, all of the, what have you, emotional ups and downs from having to remake the serve or tweak the serve and all the stuff that you've gone through the past week and a half, that kind of played an aggregate effect today, maybe left you emotionally kind of empty in the tank? Yeah.
Honestly, when I immediately got off on court, I didn't feel that way because I'm such a competitor and I don't want to use like anything as like a scapegoat or something like that. But after talking to my team, and I still, like, whatever, maybe I don't believe it fully, but they mentioned that probably could have been the performance for today because physically I felt fine. And honestly, today I felt good on court. Like, I woke up today, like, thinking, oh, like, this is going to be a good day for me where I'm going to play well. And then out there, I just don't know what happened. So, yeah, after talking to them, they all agree that that could have played a role. But again, I just feel like mentally where I am, I feel like I'm so strong, and maybe I'll look back at this and agree with them, but I just am more disappointed in how I played. So I don't know the answer to that immediately after, but maybe when I have some time to think about it, I can say.
Ben, last question.
So on return, especially, which is usually one of your strengths, you had a tough time getting into her service games at all. I think it was until midway through the second set that you won a point on her first serve because she was perfect on that for a while. How much was that just her being one of the best servers and just having a great day at Gauff on that, or how much do you feel like you were struggling on return, which hasn't been most of the talk about this sort of stage of your improvements, but it felt like statistically today was not your best day for that.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it was both. Obviously, she was serving well on the first serve, but I felt like today I was making way too many errors on the serve, especially second serve. I think in that first set, I don't think her first serve percentage was even that high, and I wasn't really getting into the rallies at all, which is, like you said.
Please raise your hands. Howard.
You looked from the outside very comfortable, very confident. When was the last time you felt that good on court? And if I could add a quick second, very technical tennis question. What's the name of today's little book?
So honestly, I don't know if you watched the Montreal matches, but I actually felt really good against Svitolina when I played her. And I think for me that match kind of made things clear that I can like rally a lot with everybody. And then, wait, I have it in my pocket, which is actually a really bad way to be carrying this around. Yeah. So today's Labubu, her name is Althea Glitterson. Yeah.
Very nice. David.
Naomi, I'm not sure how to follow that. But, you mentioned the Montreal run, and one of the things that I remember from it is how you looked, your body language in the final, and that you looked like you weren't enjoying it too much in the second and third sets. And today, in the first set, in the third game when Gauff hit a couple of big serves, I noticed you broke into a smile, and that happened a few times in the match. Is that something you consciously went into thinking, this is what I'm going to do? Or is that just how you felt because you were out on that court again?
No, honestly, I think, like, for me, the main, like, what I want to take away from this tournament is just smiling and having fun. And I know in my first round, I was too nervous to smile. And my match against Kasakina, I was just really not smiley at all. So going into this match, I just wanted to be grateful. And yeah, I mean, she's one of the best players in the world. And for me, honestly, I have the most fun when I play against the best players. I love when, you know, they hit amazing shots or they hit aces because, you know, that's how they won the tournaments that they won. So I always see it as a challenge. And yeah, I like challenges.
Okay. Mary.
Naomi, is part of your happy warrior mode something that Thomas Witgrowski is encouraging you to do?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely, you know, he seemed like such a tough guy to me, but actually, you know, when he smiles, he really is like a teddy bear. And when we talk after matches, he's not harsh at all. He's like always very proud and encouraging, and I feel like it kind of creates a safe space for me to, like, you know, be able to express myself and my tennis.
Eleanor.
Naomi, you have this amazing record when you get beyond the fourth round of Grand Slams. I just wonder, does that add any pressure in any way, or does it give you confidence that you know when you've been here before, you've done really well?
Honestly, I wouldn't say it gives me pressure or confidence. I think for me, you know, this is kind of uncharted territory at this point of my career. And I don't know, I'm just enjoying it. I'm having fun. I'm being able to play against the best players in the world. And if you were to ask me what was the most exciting thing from today, I think it's that I don't need a wild card to enter tournaments anymore. And I think I'll be seated in like the Indian Wells, Miami type of tournament. So that's what I'm happy about.
Ava.
Naomi, you took the picture of us. I don't know if we just look really good today. But,
always.
Talked about how much like playing on getting back on Ash and playing other highly ranked players and stuff, and just like kind of the atmosphere stuff really matters to you. What does that? Is it because it reminds you of like when you were playing all the, you know, for trophies and Grand Slams and stuff, or is it like, can you just talk about the type of motivation it gives you, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, the type of motivation it gets me, I was a kid that was watching on TV just hoping, you know, to play this tournament. And, you know, I'd come here and, you know, wish to play on, you know, one of the cool outdoor courts and to be on the main stadium here for me, no matter what point of my career I'm in, it's always an honor. And just to be playing a match that you guys seem to have talked about a lot leading into it is also really fun. So, yeah, I think this is like the moments that I play tennis for.
Catherine.
Hi, Naomi. Congratulations. On the court, you mentioned the match against Ludmila Samsonova in Montreal as a real turning point for you. Prior to that, over the past sort of 12, maybe more months, you'd lost a lot of matches like that where you'd played brilliantly and got into really tight positions. Obviously, everybody remembers the Iga match at Roland Garros, but the Pavlyuchenkova match at Wimbledon, a few like that. Had that started to feel like a pattern that you needed to break in order to get to where you are now?
Yeah, definitely. I think, for me, I was really frustrated for a long time because I felt like I was playing well, but there was just something that I don't know if I was missing or it was just like a mentality thing. And then, I played Samsonova and I didn't give up until the very last point. And obviously I ended up winning that. And I think from that moment on, I just try to be the biggest fighter that I can be.
Matt.
What would you mentioned Thomas being a teddy bear? What would you say is like tennis-wise his philosophy that he sort of like tried to impart for you, and how he would like you to play tennis?
I mean, honestly, I think with him, the base for me is really good. Like he doesn't try to drastically change anything I do. I feel like with him, it's more like the little things that I might forget, or just patterns, or like places to hit the ball that I've never thought of before. So it's not anything drastic at all.
Charlie.
And I mean, when results haven't been great, you've said at times you felt like, I don't know how long I can keep doing this. I'm used to being at a certain level. How close did you get to being like, I might give up. I don't know if this is going to happen.
Honestly, not close at all. I don't know if that means like I like pain or something, but no, like it's one thing to like say it, but I think to actually do it, to like hang up my racket, for me permanently would be a very scary thing. I've been playing this sport since I was 3. I tell people it's like breathing air to me. Like I wouldn't really know what to do. But granted, I'm really grateful to be here now, and the thought of not playing anytime soon is something that hasn't crossed my mind. So,
Naomi, two years ago when you were here after giving birth, watching Coco, looking back at that time, did you ever imagine you'd be back in this position within 2 years? Ever? Playing late in a major, beating the woman who won that night?
Yes. But I don't know, maybe I'm crazy or something, but I always feel like you have to imagine it and then you have to believe it for it to actually come true. But you're also speaking to the kid that like visualized playing Serena too. So I feel like there's a lot of power in like dreaming and believing.
All right, 2 more in English, Ben and Willie.
Just wanted to get your thoughts on your next match against Mukova, who you played here last year, and I know you practiced with her recently here. So what are your thoughts on that match, and also just how if you do feel like you play differently at all when you're in the second week of a major, if something about how you're on the court just feels special? Or
I mean, I can't really speak too much on the second week of a major because this is my first time back here. But, I feel really relaxed. Like, I don't feel stressed at all. I think for me, I just wanted to have a better year than last year, and I already did that in Montreal. So for me, like whatever happens the rest of this tournament, the rest of Asia, I'm just, trying to be a better tennis player and learn from every match that I play. But I know my match against Mukova is going to be really tough for me. She's always been one of the most talented tennis players out there, and physically, like, she moves really well and she's very strong. So it's going to be a really tough challenge.
Willie, final question.
Sure. Naomi, what do you consider the biggest improvements you've made in your game to get back to this stage?
I think physically, in my head, I know that I'm capable of rallying a lot, so I don't overplay. And I kind of am okay with just waiting. Granted, I'm not a defensive player, so it's not like I'm, trying to move side to side, but it's more like the silent confidence of understanding that I don't need to hit a winner at all times.
Thank you, everyone.
In a shocking turn of events, nobody expected Naomi Osaka to dominate Coco Gauff like she did. It was just a breeze. She cruised to a victory onto the semifinals. And Coco, as you heard her say, she wasn't down. to get how far she got, she was definitely happy to get to that point, feeling as though obviously she should have got further. But man, this is definitely a great bounce back in a major to get to this point, to the quarters, close to getting to the last couple players left. So congratulations to both women. Coco definitely will be back. And shouts out to Naomi Osaka, who is moving on. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. I'm out.